Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the LoBosco Brothers Sports Podcast. I am Chris LoBosco. That's my brother Sam LoBosco. We're so happy you're joining us for episode 1. Since this is episode 1 too, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Try and get this out to as many of your friends as possible so that way we can grow this thing. Obviously, Sam has been doing a lot of the watch-alongs for all of these. Figured we might as well talk about sports as well because Sam and I, that's something we've done our entire lives. And, you know, might as well introduce yourself to everybody, Sam, although some of them will probably already know you from TikTok.
Yeah, some of you guys might know me from TikTok already. I'm Sam LoBosco. I'm Chris's younger brother. We grew up playing sports, baseball, played a little bit of football, hockey, lacrosse. We all played mainly a lot together.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things that, decided to get on here and just start giving it the old brotherly love and, showing everybody the rivalries. I'm a Cubs fan, expectedly because, being the, black sheep child as the middle child, as they say, I had to rebel. I had to rebel against the standard in the house growing up, so everybody was White Sox fans.
To be fair, like, we weren't Cubs haters in our household, though. Like, we liked the Cubs, too. We watched as many Cubs games as we watched Sox games. In fact, there was large periods of time where we watched probably more Cubs games than we watched White Sox games because they were so bad sometimes.
And because they were playing better. But remember, in 2005, I'll never forget watching the 2005 World Series in the living room with Dad.
Yep.
And you know what's funny, Chris, actually? So, Chris, oddly enough, remember when I came home for Christmas this year?
Yeah.
So you remember how Mom gave me a bunch of boxes?
Yeah.
Of all my stuff.
Right.
Well, I just so happened to find an envelope in the boxes from the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, the photos.
And so I've got all of the photos from all of the players with all the signatures on them still. All here. And we have the ever famous Paul Konerko.
First pitch grand slam.
First pitch grand slam photo from 2005.
Now I got to find where mine is.
And we have the one and only
Ozzie Guillen.
Well, Chris, I hate to tell you this on a broadcasted network, but this is yours.
Yeah. Why was it in your box?
I don't know. But all I know is I'm going through my stuff. And
I swear to God, it was with my, I swear we must have 2 pictures of that because I swear that I have that somewhere in my other stuff. So I don't.
So I think you have a framed one.
No, it's not framed. But I do have it like somewhere. I'm almost positive I have the Konerko Grand Slam somewhere.
Well, this is, I don't know what it is, but this envelope is actually made to Mom.
Well, yeah, she's the one who wrote the letter and everything that got us that because it was like a nightmare at Sox Fest. That's why we got that whole thing because Mom did that.
And then we got this, and then somehow you got selected to be the bat boy for the Cubs, which pissed me off because I was the only Cubs
that was a Walgreens contest.
Yeah.
I just happened to be the one they pulled out of the hat.
Yeah. I told Mom, I said, we should just tell him my name's Chris.
It's all right. They spelled our name wrong on the broadcast anyway.
The broadcast. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, but I thought that was funny.
That is funny.
I thought I should come clean and let you know that I have them.
But I haven't put those pictures up on the wall ever. Those ones I always wanted to maybe one day get them framed or something. So I always just kept them there for safekeeping. So that's why they were still in there.
They're all still in great condition. They were in the box, nice and neat.
I keep my stuff well maintained generally. So.
Yeah, I don't, as we could tell with the Charizard card that I found. So.
Yeah, Sam had a Charizard that probably would be worth a lot of money if he just ever took care of his stuff. Well, he does now.
Remember,
he does now.
I do now.
When he was a kid, he did.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I have a couple of Blue Eyes White Dragons from Yu-Gi-Oh that could be worth some money.
Yeah, but so that's Sam.
I thought that'd be kind of funny to bring up since we were talking a little bit about that stuff.
Yeah.
I just found it all too. I mean, I found things that I thought were gone forever. I mean, I don't remember what Bears player this is from.
Oh, that's I think it's Garrett Wolf.
No, it's not Wolf.
It's Garrett Wolf. I'm almost positive it's Garrett Wolf who was the one who threw it up there.
I can't remember.
Almost positive.
Because we were on the tunnel with, when I was a kid, this used to be really small, really big on me. But like I fit this thing perfectly, and I'm a lot bigger than Garrett Wolf was. So
but he had big hands. He had big hands.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive
remember.
Garrett Wolf was the one.
I can't remember. I just remember we were at the game, we were on the tunnel, and it's one of the things that I was able to catch from one of the players. So
yeah, he threw it up to us, and you got it. Obviously, we're a big Chicago sports fan, so you little bit about Sam there. Me, I do sports broadcasting, a lot of like Division III college stuff. Currently, I've done one Division I lacrosse game. I grew up playing lacrosse in high school and played a little bit in college. Coached high school.
Chris was actually my coach in high school. He coached me my senior year.
That's right.
Yeah. And the one thing I hated doing was listening to my older brother.
I knew my stuff though. You had to listen to me.
Absolutely.
But
and I'll never forget too the one game where Eric Flood, we were playing and he was messing with the other coaches, the other team.
Oh no,
and
yeah.
I think we were in Wheaton North?
West Chicago.
Yeah, we were in West Chicago, Illinois, playing lacrosse, and one of the kids on our team, he just loved messing with the other players, and so he went and sat down on the other team's bench.
Well, no, he didn't sit on. So what it was there. Water was supplied to us because you have to supply water for both teams. Because this day, it was like one of the hottest days that year. It was probably like 90 degrees or something crazy. It was like 80, 90. It was really hot. Like you needed to have a lot of water. So they had their water jug, though, where we were going to get water. It was on the side where the West Chicago team was. So our players had to cross over to where their team was to go get this water. And when he was going to get water, he was just jawing at them the entire time. We had played in a tournament earlier in the season that we won, and it was their tournament. So he's like, we beat you guys in your tournament. We own you guys. Like, he was just saying all of this stuff. To his credit, too, he was only like 5'4", 5'6".
And mind you, he's like, at the time, he was probably like 5'2".
No, he was a little taller than that. He was like 5'4", 5'6", somewhere in that range. But he was jawing at them, and to his credit too, he never swore. He kept it clean. But boy, was he was twisting the knife when he was going to get this water. And their team, it ends up starting to turn into something. And me and my
we ended up beating them bad.
Oh yeah, it was close for a little bit, but yeah.
But then we ended up beating them bad, and then it got worse. And then after the game, their coach was in your face.
No, it was a parent. It wasn't even the coach. It was a parent because.
Oh, that's right. It was the parent. Because it was the parent of one of the kids.
Me and Vince. So Vince is one of our friends. Him and I were the coaches for this team. We knew the coaches of the other team because we played lacrosse with those guys in like summer stuff and and just other stuff outside of our school stuff. So we knew them, and there was nothing between us. We even got this kid. We made sure that he came back to our side. We sat him. We told him, "What are you doing? Stop being an idiot." We made sure that we reprimanded him for what he did. We even had him apologize after the game. And then there was this dad who just, for some reason, what we did just was not enough. We didn't do enough to reprimand this player, and he got in my face and started coming at me like I'm doing something wrong. And I'm like, what more do you want from me? And then that's when our dad, who has it's been, 12 years since dad passed away, but
it'll be 13 in
oh my
December,
God, that's crazy. But so my dad, our dad was 5'8", but 215 pounds, a solid guy. My dad was not fat. He was very
solid.
He was not fat.
And he was one of the most athletic people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, if he played hockey was probably his best in main sport. I mean, he taught me how to skate, taught me how to play. And I mean, he could skate circles around me, and Chris can attest. I'm a very strong skater when it comes to hockey.
Yeah, we're all pretty good skaters. Yeah.
And with, baseball, I mean, my dad had some of the softest hands ever playing shortstop. He could switch hit.
Just couldn't throw anymore when we were older.
Yeah, his shoulder was just completely gone.
Yeah.
But it's like he was still one of the best athletes that, we could have, gotten the chance to be raised by.
Yeah.
And I remember it because then after
he steps in.
Yeah, my dad steps in.
And he goes, hey, what more do you want him to do?
He didn't go, hey. You're
No.
Dad,
So that's how it started off. Dad was calm until the guy put his hand on Dad. So Dad was like, hey, he's like, he had the kid come apologize. Like, Dad tried to first de-escalate everything. And then this guy got in Dad's face. And this guy was maybe 6'1", 6'2", but he was
taller.
fat. He was like, there was a clear difference in physiology between these two people with how they were built, right? And he puts a finger on my dad, and then that's when Dad got mad. And he said, you don't touch me. And that's when Dad was ready to take this guy and grab him by the hair and teach him something.
Yeah, but that's when I was standing on the field watching this happen, and I saw Dad start bucking up to him, and I come running across the field, jump over the bleachers, and I fucking just shoved this guy. I said, I don't know who the fuck's Dad you're getting in his face for.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, yeah. Because that's when that's when the guy's kid came running across back at me, and me and the kid are standing there, and his kid's probably 5'5", 5'7", just as tall as Eric Flood, but he was as skinny as you and Nikki at that age. And I looked at the kid, and Dad looked at him, and I was ready to go with Dad, and me and Dad were hype. And then we went back and then the whole thing kind of de-escalated. More people got involved, and that's when it kind of walked away. But yeah, I'll never forget that moment because I was ready to go with Dad. I was gonna beat that kid's ass, and Dad was ready to beat his ass. I was like, damn, Dad, we could have had a good story.
It was still a good story. I mean, like, again,
absolutely.
Dad did everything right, and then this guy did the one thing you shouldn't do, which is put your hands on another person. Now, luckily for this guy too, that he didn't put hands on me. Because if he put hands on me, then it would have been off. Then it wouldn't have mattered.
No, yeah, Dad would not have cared about some ironed handcuffs there.
I mean, I don't think it would have happened anyways, but like Dad would not have been as calm as he was for sure. But like, we grew up with sports. We've got some stories. Maybe we'll share them if we ever have the occasion arise.
And we're already sharing a few. So we're getting the juices flowing. We're getting the feels out there. See what you guys are attracted to.
But we're not here really to talk about us. We're here to talk about sports. We're here to talk, especially we're in the middle of the NFL playoffs. Divisional round just finish up. We're going to just kind of go in order, I think, here to start things off. So we might as well start with the Bills and the Broncos, which I think, other than the game and obviously there's bias for us because we're Bears fans, I think the Bears-Rams was the best game of the divisional round.
Absolutely.
But the only game that has any claim to maybe argue with that, and maybe, depending on what type of game you like, you might have liked Broncos-Bills a little bit more, which was 33-30 overtime win for the Broncos. I thought it was an awesome game.
But when you got 5 turnovers, it's tough. It's tough to come back and win that game. And, unfortunately for Denver, I'm seeing an early exit here in the championship rounds without Bo Nix because they've got Jarrett Stidham coming in to play QB1 now. Yeah. And Jarrett Stidham has not played an NFL snap since 2023.
You know what?
2024.
You know what, though? There's a guy on the Bears who was that way, too, and McFadden, and he played pretty well at left guard. Obviously, quarterback's a different beast, I know, but I'm just saying,
quarterback's a way different beast.
Hey,
it's the biggest game it would have been Bo Nix's biggest game of his career.
Yeah.
And now it's this guy's biggest game of his career. And they're going up against a tough Patriots team that, in that snow weather, they still look decent on defense, and Drake May still handled the ball pretty well. Yeah. And now they're going to be playing back in New England. So they better hope weather conditions hold up. So.
Yeah, no, they'll be in Denver. Denver's the 1 seed. Denver's the 1 seed. Yeah, so they're going to be in Denver.
So they're going to be playing in the.
So they'll be fine. So that's actually better for the Broncos. Nick Foles did tweet out though, hey, the New England Patriots, the one weakness they seem to have is backup quarterbacks. So you never know. Never know.
Nick Foles is trying to get on the Patriots.
Big Dick Nick is giving that energy out there is what he's doing for Stidham is what he's doing. But you were talking about Nick's though. Go ahead.
And that's the other thing that Denver's looking at too, is there's been a lot of commotion and a lot of talk about the Broncos signing Phillip Rivers. Because
it's not going to happen.
That's what I said. I said I don't think it'll happen. I don't think Phillip.
It would be funny.
But there's guys out there like Phillip Rivers that people are looking at talking about bringing back for one game.
I think
it's a possibility.
It's going to be Stidham.
Imagine Drew Brees coming out of retirement for one game.
It'd be really funny
to play with Sean Payton one last time.
It's not going to happen. It's not.
No, it won't.
It's going to be Stidham. Stidham's been with them all the year. He knows the system. He knows how.
The offense. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to go with anybody different. I mean, and Sean Payton prepares all of his quarterbacks well, so I don't think that's going to be the case. But getting back to the game that led to the Broncos even being in the conversation for that, I mean, like you said, Bo Nix, he played a great game too. He got a couple calls at the end. I think one of those DPIs for sure was one. The other one I was kind of iffy on. I hate that underthrown balls get kind of rewarded the way they do, like that happened in overtime. It's a shame that's how it goes. And like to the Bills' credit, they overcame all of those turnovers to even be in that game. So I feel bad for Josh Allen and the Bills, but I don't feel that bad because like the one turnover that he had where he's just holding the ball out on his side, like you can't do that.
No, it is those key mistakes there in big games, like we've seen, all weekend with, every single game in each game slot this weekend. Most quarterbacks had some pretty decent mistakes this weekend.
Yeah.
And the one controversial call was going to be that interception. Is he down by? Is he?
Oh,
down
that
by
one
contact?
too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because we saw it in the Bears game. We saw it with who was it? It wasn't Adams, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Adams, and it wasn't Nakua. I forget who it was. It was one of their other guys.
It was one of their.
I forget who it was off the top of my head.
But same thing. Was he down? Was it 2-2 Atwell?
It might have been Atwell. I think you might be right.
It might have been Atwell. And so it's like, but having that controversial call, in the Bears game, you can clearly see that he was down. No doubt about it. That was not an interception. Player was down. Ball was caught. He brought it to the ground, and then it came out about 3-4 seconds later.
Yeah.
In the Buffalo game, that play was so bang bang.
It's tough.
That it's tough to call.
Yeah.
So I think they had to stick with the call on the field.
You know what's funny? Did you see? So Joe Burrow doesn't really use Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm like calling it the Sears Tower with Twitter. Did you see Joe Burrow tweeted for the first time in 2 years or something?
No, I didn't see.
He did, and he tweeted about how I forget what exactly it was. I can look it up real fast, but basically it was about how the refs have a really tough job on calls like that, and he said both calls were right. Was what he said.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'll give you the exact tweet that he said. The amount of people that don't understand what a catch is in the rule book flabbergasts me, and it's not the officials. The two plays yesterday were not difficult calls, and they got them both right. So referring obviously to the Bears game and then to the Bills game.
And to the Bills game. Yep.
Yeah. And he says
absolutely. And
I don't know. I don't know if they got the Bills one right. I think they probably got the
Bears one.
The Bears one
got right.
I think so.
Got right.
I kind of wish that it was the other way too.
I kind of wish they didn't either. But you know what? As a diehard Bears fan, you know what? We got to live with the mistakes that were made.
Yeah.
And we have to go into next year with the same coaching mentality, the same playbook, maybe pick up a few key pieces on defense. Wink, wink, Max Crosby. We would love to have you in Chicago. I'm an advocate. I will be an advocate for all Bears fans here right now, Max. So if you by chance see this, give me a call. I'll make some calls for you. We'll get you in. We'll get you in the club. I know you got it taken care of, but let's see you in the Chicago uniform next year.
I don't think I don't think the Bears are trading for anybody. I don't think they're going to mortgage future draft picks like that right now. Especially money-wise, I don't think they even have the ability to do that. But we'll get more to the Bears here in a moment. Just wrap things up here. Broncos obviously advancing on. It sucks about Bo Nix breaking his ankle at the end of the game.
On the second to last play of the game.
I think
that's a heartbreaker.
I think that their defense, though, they'll have a chance. I really do. Even though that they're going to have a backup quarterback in.
It's going to be tough. That's such a high-pressure situation that Stidham hasn't played for it.
But sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better because sometimes what do you got to lose? Nobody expects him to do anything. That's the thing. If nobody expects you to do anything, sometimes you play a little more free.
His job. I mean, he might have that to lose because if he absolutely
But he's a backup.
takes it,
He's a backup, though. You don't.
yeah.
If he, but imagine this: if he plays well,
Oh, yeah, if he
everybody
plays
is
well,
going to be.
Bo Nix better look out because Denver's gonna love him.
Him and Malik Willis might be two of the guys that make the most money in this offseason because of how they play for players coming in injured. So
absolutely. I mean, and Malik Willis, I mean, you saw it in those games against Chicago. You saw it in those games at the end of the year in Green Bay. I mean, he played great football. And I'll argue to anybody
to take a flyer on him.
Absolutely. And I'll argue the fact that in that game when Jordan Love went out with a concussion, I'm sorry, but I'm not even sorry about it. Malik Willis looked better than Jordan Love did after he came in.
It's weird because I think Malik Willis, he's got as strong of an arm as Jordan Love. Like he's got a strong arm.
Absolutely.
But
he runs better than Jordan Love.
Yeah. That is for sure. But I don't know. I think Jordan Love's a great quarterback though still. Like I don't think
absolutely agreed.
I don't know. I think that there's an embarrassment of riches up there in Green Bay still. Like they're going to be back next year. But let's move on to the second game from that Saturday slate. Seahawks 41, 49ers 6. And I mean just from the beginning, you have the kick return touchdown. Like that game it felt over. From the jump.
And the momentum never changed. I mean, it was 60 minutes of straight Seattle putting belt to ass on the 49ers, and there was no excuses for it.
Yeah.
CMC couldn't do jack shit with the ball.
Yeah.
He could not run with it. He couldn't catch. I mean, you saw CMC sitting out on key third down plays in the second half because he was so gassed. And I will give credit and say that the 49ers do have a very hurt team.
They do. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Very hurt team.
Very hurt. The fact that they were even here, amazing.
Amazing. With how hurt they were, with Bosa going out early. I mean, Purdy was out for a little bit this year. I mean, and there's another guy, too, in that second option in San Francisco, Mac Jones. He did not have a great couple years in New England. But now when he moved away and he went into that 49ers offense, I mean, you could not tell the difference between him and Brock Purdy in the season this year. He played great football. I think
they lose a lot of the downfield stuff when Purdy's not in there. I think that they are still better with Purdy in there for sure.
They definitely are, but that's another guy that's a QB2 that I could see going somewhere next year trying to get a starting role.
Yeah,
I could see it. He's got a lot to work on still, but the way he was playing football and the way he helped that team win without Brock Purdy and with the injuries that they sustained early on, he's a key candidate that I could see teams going for to potentially be a starter somewhere.
Yeah, but on the other end, the Seahawks, I mean, that defense is just,
oh my God,
it's so good. I mean, and their special teams unit's pretty darn good too. Like,
oh my God, Rashid Shaheed is an absolute monster. Right now, the best return man in the NFL. There's no question about it. He is just absolutely running people down and running them over. And he's too fast.
Yeah.
He's too fast. Like that run, Chris, when I was watching that play, reminded me of Devin Hester.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
It reminded me of a Devin Hester kick return, and it was a beautiful return.
The Eddie Pinheiro slide tackle. I was like, "What are you doing, dude?"
I was dying. I literally made a comment on my live when I was live on TikTok. I told everybody, I said, "See, this is why the Bears got rid of Pinheiro." I mean, try to slide like this isn't soccer, bro. You can't take him out at the kneecaps.
You know what's funny?
And what do you do in that situation if Pinheiro actually knocks him down?
Well, I mean, it's a penalty. Like it would have been a penalty. It would have been like a 15-yard penalty or something.
But
it's still good field. Like, okay,
to me, that's bullshit.
In Pinheiro's defense, if that's the only way you thought you were going to get the tackle, but I think that's wrong. I think that you should try and dive at him and try and just grab one leg.
If Pinheiro dives at him head first, he takes his knees out. You have big shoulders. You're trying to hit. You're trying to hit a moving target with two chopsticks.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but also like, if you dive head first, you've got your hand that if you just get a hand on him,
hands, shoulders, something,
just on his legs, right? If you
command than your feet.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you get when a guy's running that fast, if you just get a hand in there and trip his feet up a little bit, usually he'll fall. So like that,
absolutely.
Like it was really stupid from Pinheiro, sort of as well.
It was absolutely stupid. It was the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen.
He's a bigger
NFL
guy, right? Oh, he's 5'11". He's only 5'11".
5'11". Yeah, I mean he's a little
for a
taller
kicker.
than
That's
I.
a
Yeah,
little
for a kicker. That's not bad. How
but
much does Pinero weigh?
He's got to weigh. I don't know. I don't know if they don't
180.
kickers weights. They don't usually. I don't know if they list kickers weights. But I was thinking because speaking of the Bears,
he's 190 pounds.
Oh, so he's a little heavier than me too.
That's a husky, decent sized guy.
I mean, for 5'11", that's decent. Yeah.
He's not big, but he's stout.
Stout enough.
And all you got to do is get one hand in, trip him up, or your shoulders go into his knees, something. But the slide tackle absolutely blew my mind. Yeah. And I was sitting there laughing on TV. And to me, if he gets tripped up on that play, I think the NFL should be granting touchdowns on that shit.
Oh, sort of like
that's a clear as day touchdown.
Sort of like a clear path foul in basketball.
Yeah, clear path foul. That's a clear path. Rashid Shaheed was gone no matter what. He got tripped on a penalty that Pinero knew would be a penalty, so he decided to do it to take the penalty. It should be a clear path to the end zone. Give him the touchdown.
I don't know if they'll ever do that though. I don't know if the NFL will.
That play, Pinero knew what he was doing. And you can't convince me otherwise. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was trying to do. And because Shaheed didn't go down, that's the only reason they scored.
It's just weird because, like, you can't trip a guy, but you can trip a guy if you do it with your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird. It's just weird.
But he tried to do it with his feet.
I know. It was a slide tackle. It was a slide tackle. You know what's funny?
This isn't soccer.
You know what's funny is, like, Cairo Santos is a few inches, like 3-4 inches smaller. Like, clearly a smaller guy, and I've seen better effort from him on, like, kick returns trying to tackle guys. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a kicker too, and it's bad when he has to try, but, like, at least I will say as a Bears fan, he gives a little bit better effort than that. But really quickly, I wanted to talk about Kenneth Walker. Had a fantastic game too for the Seahawks. Like, their passing game really didn't need to do much. It really didn't. I mean, Darnold got stacked twice. One of them was really bad, but like they didn't. The defense was so good. The offense was so good in the running game, and you know JSN is JSN for one play, and that's all you need, and you get that other touchdown, and like I think they can win it all. I really do.
Oh, absolutely. I want to see Seattle versus New England, but
again,
but I would like to see Drake May come out on top. But,
I don't.
I mean, Kenneth Walker in that game against the 49ers, he had 19 carries for 116 yards. Yeah. He averaged 6.1 yards and he had 3 touchdowns.
I mean, he had 1,000 yards a season this year too in the regular season.
Yep. And I mean, and honestly, JSN in that game really was not a big receiving factor.
I mean, but again, that was just their whole passing game wasn't very good.
Oh, no. I mean, Cooper Kupp had 5 for 60 with his longest being 21. Yeah. JSN was 3 of 19. And he had 4 targets. You know, he brought in 75% of his targets, but he was not targeted a lot. And, you know, I attest to the run game. They knew what was working. They saw that San Francisco was not stopping that run. And their rush offense was just too good for San Francisco to hold up.
Well, I think, too, if you were Seattle, you didn't have to really pass the ball anyway. You were already up. Why would you put the ball in more harm's way when you're already dominating?
Just run the clock down.
Yeah, and
run the clock down, run the ball, pound it down, and go to town.
Yeah. And they still scored 41 points, even though they didn't have the best passing day in the world.
The controversial catch in the Bears game was Devontae Adams. I was right the first time.
You were? Okay, it was Adams?
Yep.
It was Devontae? I didn't think it was Devontae.
Yeah, it was Devontae. Yeah, it was Devontae.
I was just the catch for Devontae.
It's been bothering me in my head because I felt like I was wrong and I felt like it was going to sound stupid. So I'm like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to make sure I was right. It was Devontae Adams on that controversial call.
Interesting. Because I forgot it was him because the Devontae Adams catch that's just in my head is the one that he catches on the sideline in overtime. That keeps the game.
That keeps the game going.
One of the ones that keeps the game, and then the stupid cover 0.
Oh my God.
And Puka is wide open, and like you knew it was a matter of time before they did that. Let's just talk. You know what? We're on to Sunday's games. It's in our mind. We'll come back to the other game. But Bears lose a heartbreaker, 20-17 in overtime over the Rams. Oh, that game. That fourth down, I will never forget the fourth down play to score the touchdown.
God. I honestly don't know how he does it, Chris. I mean,
he's amazing.
I know quarterbacks have been doing this kind of stuff on other teams.
Not like this.
Hold on, I know, but we get to watch it, and we get to see quarterbacks like Pat Mahomes getting vertical,
sideways with the ground,
sideways, throwing dots. You know, I mean, you look at guys like Josh Allen, who are great quarterbacks. You look at Lamar. You look at Joe Burrow. You know, you look at
Aaron Rodgers. You can go back.
Rodgers. You go back. Brett Favre, Ben Roethlisberger. You know, key guys like that, and you've got all these great quarterbacks who are being talked about all over the league. And then you come to the Bears, and you've got the Rex Grossmans, the Jay Cutlers,
Caleb
fucking Haney,
BJ Raji throwing an interception. I'm sorry, it still hurts.
That fucking name, Caleb Haney, will always live in infamy in my brain because it's just daunting when you think about it as a Bears fan.
Well, just all those guys. And there's so many names, and we're only naming a couple.
Don't get me wrong. Somehow Rex Grossman got us to a Super Bowl in the 2005-2006.
And he threw his way to get there in that New Orleans Saints game, too. Like, people forget that.
Definitely, and that he did. I think he had, 3 or 4 touchdowns that game?
Something like that. I mean, he was a big part of why they even made this. I mean, the defense, too, but.
The defense was lights out, and that year Devin Hester was just untouchable.
Yeah, as a rookie.
Exactly, as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that we've never got to see is a quarterback like Caleb Williams who does the things he does and win the way he wins. And when he threw that ball, I'll pull up my reaction because I was live on TikTok. I'll pull up my reaction. I was screaming, running around this room, going absolutely berserk. And I was very explicit. I was very, very explicit.
Oh, I'm sure.
To everybody that was in my chat.
Well, as Bears fans, normally we're on the other end of those plays.
Yep.
We're on Chris Conti biting on a coverage and having a wide open Randall Cobb. You know, we're the ones watching in the second half as Aaron Rodgers in the first game of the season in 2018 comes out, even though he's hurt, and having an absolutely stunning second half to beat the Bears, even though the Bears beat up on them in the first half. We're always on the other side of that. The Packers happen to be the team, usually the ones delivering that to us too. We're never the team. I mean, I'm 35. You're in your 30s as well.
I'm 32.
We have never seen in our lifetimes a Bears quarterback be anything close to this. Jay Cutler is the closest you can get to what Caleb Williams is, but even Jay Cutler didn't have the
cloth.
Well,
he doesn't cut it.
He never had the late game heroics that we're seeing. Like Jay Cutler would throw some of the most incredible passes I've ever seen, but it was never in a deciding moment. Not that there weren't some, but it was never in games that were as impactful as this, right? And he didn't get there enough either.
But we've never seen a 4,000-yard passing season. We've never seen a 40 touchdown passing season.
Yeah.
We've never seen that kind of greatness. And
he's not there yet, but he's going, right?
Oh, he's got next year, 4,000 is going to be an easy mark.
As long as he improves, the easy stuff, yeah.
Chris, he only missed it by like 73 yards this year.
Or for 4,000. I mean, 40 touchdowns, he had a long way to go, though.
40 touchdowns. I think he had
27, I want to say it was.
27?
27 or 28, I want to say, was the number of passing touchdowns he had.
So regular season was 27, yes.
My memory's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, but when you look at a guy like that, man, he's got 27 and he's almost got 4,000 yards. He missed it by, let's see. I'm sorry, 30. No, fuck, my math sucks. 58 yards.
Yeah, it wasn't that much.
58. It was one deep ball to DJ Moore. That's all it was.
Yeah. No, he'll get it. He'll get his 4,000 for sure.
And I can see Caleb Williams winning an MVP in the next 3 years.
Same. I just don't
see it.
With the weapons that are around him that are all young. You've got, I mean, DJ Moore, like what, we can talk about that last play, but DJ Moore is still a great football player.
we're not where we are without DJ Moore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think of the Packers games. Yeah, exactly. I think you and I are actually on the same page on that one.
Yep.
Colston Loveland is a rookie. Luther Burden is a rookie.
One of the best tight ends in the league.
Luther Burden's just going to get better and better.
Luther Burden could be a wide receiver 1 someday.
Rome Odunze, if he's healthy, is fantastic. Like, I think people forget he's had a broken foot the entire year. And
I don't know if the cold was bothering it or what was happening with it, but I mean, if we want to get into the controversy of that last play before on the interception that Caleb threw at OT, there's a lot of things that people are talking about on this play. Was he running a delay route? Why was DJ Moore half-assing it? Where was Rome Odunze supposed to be? Because when you watch that play, you see Curl watching Moore, watching Rome, and then you see Curl pass Rome off to the other safety. And then that's when you see him trail and start covering DJ Moore. And there's a lot of controversy around the fact, was Rome supposed to run midfield and post out to the pylon and trying to track Curl to give DJ Moore one-on-one? Or what was, we don't know the play call, so you can't speculate on it. But from what I saw on that play call, DJ Moore stayed vertical. Caleb Williams even said it himself. He wanted DJ to flatten out a little bit sooner.
It was a miscommunication, is what it was.
It was a miscommunication.
Between him and DJ.
But at the end of the day, why is Caleb Williams throwing to a spot and not the receiver?
Well, no, he's supposed to if the receiver is supposed to flatten that route, you have to throw it to a spot, and the receiver has to run to it. So like that's where he's supposed to throw the ball. The problem is that DJ and him just weren't on the same page. That's what what sucks is that you really can blame both of them for that, because DJ not being 100% certain, and it's tough. And I watched a breakdown by Kurt Warner on the play, and he was talking about how it's really tough to ask your wide receiver to really pay attention, because he says the only reason that area is even open is because of what's happening on the right side of the play with the 2 combo route that they had on the right side that allows for there to be that open. He's like, how are you supposed to expect DJ Moore? He's like, and if that's what you ask, that's what you ask. He's like, but I think that's a tough ask, is what Kurt Warner said, of asking the wide receiver to pay attention to that far side safety who jumps down to cover the 2 routes on the right side to open that area up.
Especially when DJ Moore is coming from the left side of the field.
Right. So that's hard to do, but he's like, if that's what they ask him, that's what they ask him. He's like, but for me, he's like, and this is also just something that's a personal thought of Kurt Warner's. He doesn't like when there's sort of those choice routes like that. He'd rather just know where a guy is going and then know that if this
or some people call it an option route.
Yeah.
They give you the option.
Right.
Well, DJ Moore chose the option of staying vertical into the zone.
Well, and here's the thing too.
Why is Caleb Williams not reading that DJ Moore didn't flatten out?
Well, because he thinks he is.
Throw the ball away. But
because he's throwing with anticipation, right?
He was already past the 30-yard line where he wanted him to be.
Right,
and
but
he ended up throwing it to the 22-yard line anyway.
But that's my point, is like he's throwing with anticipation. He's anticipating, because when he throws it, DJ Moore isn't making his break yet, either way.
No.
So he's throwing with anticipation, expecting that DJ Moore's going to flatten it out. That's why it's on both of them, right? Because I don't think Caleb necessarily makes the wrong read because of what he's reading from the safety, but also DJ Moore, you see him turn his head, and when he turns to look at the safety's pushing out and up. So he thinks that he's going to bend it back towards the middle for the shot that probably wins the game too. So they saw 2 different things, and like if there's just no choice, no option route on that, then we're probably not talking about this today. We're probably talking about the Bears moving on, because they probably just he throws an incomplete pass and lives for another play. So that's what sucks about it, is like the flexibility that the offense gives you sometimes is your downfall, is how I see it.
Yeah, it can be. And I think on that play though, Chris, when you watch DJ Moore's route, he never showed any signs of flattening out. He didn't show one single sign of flattening out. He stayed completely over the top to the numbers, and Curl came in on a dime. First of all,
I mean, that's a great catch too. Like, you give him credit, all the credit in the world, because like
an absolute dime. He came across midfield on a dime after he passed Rome off to the left side of the field
to the other safety.
To the other safety, he came across on a dime, and when he turned his hips and he started moving, he read Caleb Williams like a fucking Dr. Seuss book, and he said, "Give me that ball, boy," and he took it away.
Right,
and that's just what it is.
But like I said, I think the blame goes both on Caleb and DJ, and like the only thing for me is like watching how DJ ran that route, even if he is running, if he is running for the pylon route, you know, if he's running for the back pylon route, like he still wasn't running at full speed. You know what I mean? Like it still wasn't like the effort given is one thing that makes me a little sad, is because like even if he is running towards that, if he sees that and just runs full speed, maybe he has a chance to break it up, even though he's not flattening the route. That's, I think, what's unfortunate to me on the DJ part. And like, don't get me wrong, like that dude clearly has been dealing with injuries all season long. Like that dude has been a goddamn fighter with some of the stuff that he's fought through. Like,
absolutely.
I can't be too upset at him that like, it sucks that the one play where that happens is also the biggest play of the year.
And it's the one play that absolutely nobody is now talking. Like, we're still talking about that fourth down play in the fourth quarter, but the only thing people are remembering now is the interception. And I forget who was on a podcast and who I was watching, but they said what sucks is that was one of the most amazing throws that we've seen in the Super Bowl era.
Yeah. And it's not going to be remembered the right way, right?
And it's not going to be remembered the right way because the Bears did not move on.
Yeah.
And Caleb Williams did not win that game, and he made a key mistake in the overtime play. And that hurts. That hurts.
It does.
As a Bears fan, this season for us, I mean, I think there's one thing we can agree on. Neither of us, and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Bears fans across the world, never expected 2025 to be an NFC North divisional win.
Yep.
Making it into the divisional round of the playoffs and going from 5-12 to 11-6 in the regular season.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected it, but now that we've got a taste for it, next year we're coming for blood.
You know what this year really reminds me of? Do you remember the 2009 Blackhawks?
Oh, absolutely.
Where they lose to Detroit in was it the conference championship game?
Conference championship game, yeah.
Yeah, where I forget, it wasn't like, it was like a 4-2 series loss that they had or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but but everybody knew this team would be back. And then what do they do the next year? They go and win it all, right? Win
it all, yep.
So
exactly.
The Bears have some cap things that they're going to have to work through. There's probably going to be some cap casualties. I don't know who those people will be. We'll probably save that for like next week. We'll talk about that more. We've got more games to get through here. Before we move on, credit to the Rams though too. Like their offense did not play well, and they were still in the game. And their defense played one of their best games that they had in recent time. Because they had a really rough stretch. Like their defense did not play well against the Panthers, and they played so much better against the Bears, especially in the red zone. And I mean, the Bears had so many opportunities that they missed, but also the Rams defense stuffed them on some pivotal plays.
Oh, absolutely. And the one thing though I want to attest to that, Chris, is the fact that, you know, the Rams defense absolutely played great.
Yeah.
What in the hell is going on? Give me that. Thank you. But when you look at the team stats here, I mean, the Bears had 417 total yards.
Yeah, they outplayed the offense of the Rams.
Outplayed the offense of the Rams by a good chunk. I mean, 77 yards total. I mean, Caleb Williams outthrew Matt Stafford. We outrushed the hell out of the Rams.
To be fair, though,
we had a
this was not a good performance by the Bears running game, though. Their running game was not what it has been all year.
But we still put up 160 yards rushing.
But part of that was Caleb on a couple of timely scrambles. Like, you didn't have...
Absolutely.
Like, when you take out the Caleb yards, the rushing attack doesn't look quite as good.
I mean, it's only Caleb rushed for 40 yards. I mean, that's
so
still,
that's
it's still 120 yards rushing per game. I mean,
but I expect more from this run game, and the run game didn't
absolutely,
and they didn't have that many explosive runs. I think maybe only one explosive run in the entire game, if that.
I mean, the Bears only had 3 punts in the game. The Rams had 8. Fumbles lost 0. Our time of possession, we had almost 7 full minutes longer time of possession.
The Bears lost this game just as much as the Rams won it. Yeah, for sure.
Correct. The Bears lost this game as much as they won it. And, I mean, we had 3 penalties. They had 1, not a big deal, but it was the turnovers. And, I love what Ben Johnson has done with this team.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you will hear all Detroit Lions fans say is that is the Ben Johnson effect.
Well, I mean, that's also the Dan Campbell effect too.
It is, but but Dan Campbell also was not going for a lot of 4th downs like that. He was this year. Don't get me wrong. He was, but he also started taking points when he knew on some plays where we would have thought he was going to go for the 4th down.
I think this is
Ben Johnson on the first play of the game, or the first possession of the game. Caleb throws that interception on 4th down.
Should have kicked a field goal, right?
Should have kicked the.
Take the points. Sometimes it's better to take the points, right?
Take the fucking points. This is too big of a game to sit there and keep. And on 3rd downs, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. You're handing the ball off, running a power right or a power left, trying to run a sweep left, sweep right. You're getting blown up every single 3rd and 1. And you're getting stopped at the line of scrimmage, or you're getting stopped for a loss. And then you're going for the 4th and 3rd. Then you're going for the 4th and 4.
Right.
Why are we continuing to put the ball in the hands of our running backs that are getting blown up on these plays?
Yeah.
Run a friggin' option.
Well, boot out Caleb, give him a run option,
let Caleb do what he did in the 4th quarter.
Right.
Take it up the fucking gut, Caleb.
Yeah.
Snap that ball and jump over the fucking line.
Yeah.
Get over the line.
I agree.
Put it in the hands of the guy who's been ice cold, the Iceman himself,
right,
and let him put the game on his back.
Put the game in your best player's hands. Right.
Absolutely.
And I think you can't argue that anymore. That is now Caleb Williams. It is 100%.
Absolutely.
And
without a doubt.
It's so funny, like, because think about it. At the beginning of the season, who would you have said was the best player on the Bears? Beginning of the year.
At the beginning of the season?
Before the season started, who would you say is the best player on the Bears?
DJ Moore.
Not Jalen Johnson.
I mean, Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson, for sure.
Montez Sweat.
Jalen Johnson, right? Think about it. Jalen Johnson, all-pro corner, one of the best corners in the league, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think everybody, at least that's what I would have said.
I'll agree with that. I mean, I would say I would have said DJ Moore after the year he had last year was probably one of our best players.
No, I'm not saying that DJ Moore wasn't one of our best players, but I think of overall the team, I think Jalen Johnson coming into the year would be who most people would say was the best player on the team.
Yeah, or Edwards.
Edwards. I don't think so. I don't think either of them would get that.
I mean, our defense, if we had Edwards in that Rams game, Chris, that's a whole different ballgame.
See, I actually think the Bears played better without TJ Edwards, but we'll talk about that at a different time. Let's move on. We've been on this Bears game for a while. Let's talk about the last game we haven't talked about. It was the first game of Sunday. The Texans and the Patriots. 28 to 16. The Texans. I did not expect the Patriots defense to beat. I mean, I don't know if that was more of the Texans just playing bad, or if that was the Patriots have a good defense.
That was the Texans offense looked like absolute dog water. CJ Stroud could not
4 interceptions, man.
Could not hold the ball to save his life. I don't know if they were having snap count issues with the center. I don't know if there was just miscommunication from the line. I mean, he could not hold that ball to save his life.
3 sacks too.
He could not throw the ball to save his life. They gave up 3 big sacks. He threw 4 interceptions. And I said it when they beat Pittsburgh. I said, if this is the CJ Stroud that shows up next week, expect the Patriots defense to look like a masterclass.
Yeah.
And they did. And that was it. It was just bad offensive play.
Yeah.
Their defense has kept, just like in 2006 with the Bears. Our defense kept us in games that we never should have been in. And that's exactly what happened with this Texans defense this year. The Texans defense was probably the best defense in the league by far.
Yeah.
And now you've got a offense that cannot do anything on the ball. These last 2 weeks for the Houston Texans reminded me of Rex Grossman. Reminded me of
really?
Rex Grossman and the Bears offense.
I think CJ's got a much higher upside though than Rex.
He's got a lot more upside. But when I was watching these games, I was having kitty flashbacks watching Rex Grossman fumble snaps, fumble balls, throw terrible throws, and get picked off like it was catching candy at a candy store.
Yeah,
like it was absolutely atrocious offense by the Houston Texans.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I think too, like, I don't think the Patriots offense was particularly fantastic.
Absolutely not. Drake May had issues too.
The running game was decent. Yeah, I mean, he had 3 touchdowns in the game for May. But his he was only he was 16 of 27, so he was 59%. You know, for all those Drake May fans always talk about, oh, he's so much of a cleaner passer than Caleb Williams. He didn't have the cleanest pass. I mean, to be fair, the Texans have a great defense. They really do. But there's only so much they could do.
There's only so much they can do. And I'm sorry, you can't keep putting the game on the backs of Will Anderson and that defense. They're tired.
Mm-hmm.
Even with having a week off in between games, you are tired.
Yeah.
You are tired. You're running practice all week. You're getting your asses kicked out there. You're having to keep your offense in games. And when your offense can't go out and capitalize on turnovers, on 3rd and outs, punts, if you can't go out and help your defense win that game, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Unless your defense is scoring points and having takeaways. Look at what happened. And again, not to go back to the Bears, but the Bears, you go back to that Bears game, you have 3 big turnovers, 3 big interceptions.
Yeah.
You can't win games if you're not turning the ball over as well, because then that gives them opportunities to score. And unfortunately for us, the Rams found a way to score on, I think it was only one of those interceptions they scored touchdown on. But
the first one, yeah. Which was basically a punt anyways.
But when you look at it, Rome Odunze should have caught that ball on that
drive.
Possession.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That first possession, he should have caught that ball. You go up 7-0. Rams come in and score on that next possession. It maybe not. Who knows? Because that's an entirely new possession. But we go up 7-0. We left 9 points on the board.
Yeah, even 3 points there would have been better. Yeah.
Yep. Or 3 points. We left 9 points on the board.
I like how we've moved on goals. And you're like back to this on the Bears.
I can't let it go. We left 9 points on the board.
I get it. I get it.
And then we had another.
It makes a difference.
Touchdown.
It makes it, and this is a good
difference.
It does. And you know what? The Keyshawn Boutte catch though too. By the way, I want to mention that that was a great catch. That was a good catch.
Unbelievable. Listen.
I don't think May played well though. I really I still, if you're asking me to redraft the Bears or the 2024 draft, I think I'm still taking Caleb first. Although Drake May is probably number 2, because Jaden Daniels just scares me with
listen,
he doesn't have
the
beef.
I made a bet with my TikTok that if Caleb Williams brought the Bears to the Super Bowl, I was gonna paint my nails in solidarity with him.
I like that he does that for his mom. I think that's cute.
Absolutely. I love it too. I don't care about it. Listen, I don't care if he paints his toes, paints his nails. I don't care what the man does with his body. If he plays football the way he's playing football, do what you're going to do, buddy. We love you here in Chicago.
That's how it is in the locker room too. They don't care what you do. They don't care if you're straight. They don't care if you're gay. They don't care about any of that. Can you play football well? That's all they care about.
And can you win games? Caleb Williams can win games.
Exactly. One more game happened this week, not NFL related. We had the national championship, Indiana versus Miami. I was pulling for Indiana. One of the people at my work is who's the pro for the golf course that I work at. He's a Hoosier, so for his sake, I was kind of hoping for them to win. And that was a heck of a game. That was a really good. I thought Indiana was gonna do a little bit better against Miami, but
Chris, can I get a Hoosier? Listen.
No. I rooted for them. I am not like a Hoosiers fan, though.
Listen, the one thing that I wanted was for Mendoza this year was the kid had a perfect season. It didn't get more perfect than 16-0 this year. 16-0, Heisman Trophy winner, the clear MVP of the National Football Championship, and they won the Natty.
Yeah,
you could not have a better season as a quarterback in college than what Mendoza did this year.
And his reward is to go play in Las Vegas and probably get destroyed.
But listen, Mendoza has a lot of talent that I can correlate and see anybody can. He's going to go to Las Vegas and they're going to have to build around him.
Yeah, he's
They're
not
going to have to.
He's not like on, I don't think he would be like, if he were in the 24 draft with like Caleb and Drake and those guys, I think he would still be behind probably those two. I think he'd be behind Jaden. And then he'd probably be like right there with like Bo Nix and those guys. I think that's where you'd put him if he was like in that class. As far as like recent draft classes,
Yes.
I joke, you know, my joke is to people about him, you know who he reminds me of? He's like a more talented Tim Tebow. Like with like his personality and stuff, right?
That's what I'm saying.
He talks really fast. He's really, he's really excitable. Like he's got like that golden retriever energy.
He's literally a golden retriever puppy. Did you watch? So after the game, he did an interview. And he was like, I forget what he said, but he said, fuck something. Like he was fucking like, let's fucking go or something like that.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he swears though. I think he said freaking.
No, he swore. No,
did he really?
He swore. He said, let's fucking go.
Because he's a guy he's sort of like the Tebow where he doesn't swear. So.
And so in the interview after the game, when he's sitting down, he's got the national, the Natty trophy there.
Trophy, yeah.
He's got his MVP
ugly trophy, by the way.
Stuff.
I think that's an ugly trophy.
Oh, it's so ugly. Do better, NCAA.
It's been that way for years.
Better.
You know what? I miss when it was like the crystal football that they used to do for the national champion.
Yeah,
remember? And it was on like that.
Yeah.
And it was like on a really.
It was beautiful.
Overly giant pillar that it sat on top of too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, he swore in the like when the cameras first came to him on the field.
Yeah.
He was like, "Let's fucking go, Hoosiers," and they asked him about him swearing in the thing. And he goes, it just was fitting. He goes, it just was right. The emotions, everything around it. He goes, it was the right thing to say. He goes, I'm not one to do it, but
sometimes, right?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let that.
He'll put his dollar in the swear jar or whatever. He'll be fine. I think his fourth down play on the quarterback draw, was one of the biggest moments in the game. I think the biggest moment in that game,
key turning point.
I think the turning point and the biggest play, though, was the blocked punt touchdown. I think that is the play that I think is the biggest difference, though.
Absolutely. Kamara, he said it in the post-game interview, he said, I smelled blood in the water. He goes, I went for it, and we ended up in the end zone. If they don't score that touchdown on that play, they lose by 1.
Yeah,
they lose by 1.
Yeah,
or because
they're going for, instead of the field goal when they kick the field goal late, they're going down and trying to score a touchdown.
Yeah,
retake the lead, right?
Yeah, to retake the lead.
Yeah,
and then at that point, Carson Beck doesn't have to go for the touchdown. He's not trying to throw that deep ball. He's trying to get they were down at the 40-yard line,
which that was
he's trying to get another 15 yards so they could get on the ball and kick, because in college it's a running clock. As soon as you step on the ball, it goes.
Right, but they get the reset on the first downs, which is nice though. So it stops.
Correct. So all he had to do was get one more first down for 15 yards, and there would have been a tie game if they don't score that touchdown, because Indiana would end up kicking a field goal.
I was really unfortunate that he throws that, because I thought, all things considered, he didn't play the worst game in the world. It wasn't his best game, but he's also not like the greatest quarterback in the world either.
No,
there's so many good memes about him too. Like,
oh god,
like him being like a 40-year-old man. Basically, he's only like 23. Like, he's not as old as people make him out to be, which is the funny part. But he's still old for a college quarterback. But there's so many funny memes with him, and then like there's one where it's there's like the boss from The Incredibles is Signetti.
Oh my God.
And then Carson Beck is the sloth from Ice Age.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny.
That's hilarious.
There's so many memes with that. It was a great game though. It really was. And like there's some guys on that Miami team. Like Mark Fletcher's a pretty good running back. Like I thought he was great. Malachi Toney is pretty good too. I don't know how old he is.
Tony, I think Tony is.
Will he be coming out yet or not? But he's related to Kadarius Toney, I think, right?
I believe so.
So like that'll be a guy that'll be interesting to watch. And their defense, like, oh my God, like give credit to Miami's defense that it was as close as it was too, because like that Indiana offense for so long was so good this year. The fact that they held them to 27 points, I think you give that. There's going to be some guys drafted from that Miami defense too.
Malachi Toney is 18 years old.
18. God damn. I didn't know he was that young. So he's a true freshman?
He's a true he was 17 during the season this year.
That's crazy, man. Mm-hmm. That's a guy I can't wait to see him in a couple years. He's only 5'11" too. I didn't know he was that small, but
he's so fast.
Yeah.
He's fast, he's built, he's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a very, very good football player. And I think in the next year or two, maybe 3, depending on how long he decides he wants to stay in college, by the time he's 22 years old, when he gets to the NFL, I mean, he's going to be a force.
Yeah.
He is going to be a freshman force in the NFL. And whatever team picks him up, by God, I hope they have a good offensive line for him.
Yeah, but hey, congrats to Indiana. Congrats on a great. I mean,
yep.
I think this was one of the best 3 days of football ever.
Oh, it was so fun.
I mean, the only bad game really was the Seahawks Niners game, and the Patriots Texans was too. But
I mean, the 49ers Seattle game was a snooze fest after they went up 3 scores.
Although it is cool to watch a team beat ass like that, though. I ain't gonna lie.
See, it is, but it's not. I mean, when
it's your team, it is cool.
But let's go back to week 16 against San Francisco.
42 to or 41 38 or whatever it was. Yeah.
41-37 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they won by 4. When you watch a game like that, Chris, where it's back and forth,
that's fun.
Battles of the offense, of the defense, getting key stops, making big plays, big touchdowns, high scoring game.
I don't know if there was that much defense there, but yeah.
There wasn't. I mean, and that's the thing that I talked about the entire, second half of the season for Chicago was their secondary and leaving that middle of the field zone wide fucking open like they do.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to kill us. It killed us this week. And it's something that if Dennis Allen don't fucking fix it next year, he's going to be getting a very fucking mean letter from me because he better fix that shit. To
Dennis Allen's defense, he doesn't want to play like he was. He wants a better, every team wants a better rush than what they have. But like the Bears front 4 was just really, really bad down the stretch. They're going to need to get help in the draft and free agency along their line, not just on the edge guys, but I think from the interior guys too. They need a little more help there as well. They were also hurt by some injuries as well, right? Like Usaino Dingbo, he gets hurt in the first few weeks of the season. You don't see him the rest of the year. Shamar Turner, who you drafted, was hurt. Like you just lost out on a lot of guys, but you're going to need more than just those guys anyways, because you never know how somebody's going to be after major surgeries like both those dudes had. And one of the things, too, that's going to determine some of this is where guys get coaching jobs. So the coaching carousel for the NFL is really in full swing right now. We've already had, there's been a ton of openings that have come through. So here's the signings that have happened so far. I don't know if they're all have been officially released yet, but I know John Harbaugh to the Giants has. Atlanta hired Kevin Stefanski, Jeff Hafley.
Let's go back to Harbaugh real quick.
Well, we'll get to it in a second. I just want to go off of what jobs have been filled and what are the vacancies. So Harbaugh to the Giants, Stefanski to the Falcons, Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, is the head coach for the Dolphins. That's huge for the Bears, but also could be bad for the Bears coaching staff because you could see the defensive coordinator job in Green Bay end up going to somebody on the Bears staff who I think has been really important for the team. You know who I'm talking about.
It's already been nicked in the butt. They already came out. They made an announcement about it that Green Bay had requested it to have a conversation, and the request for the call, the Bears, obviously
no, they can't deny it. They can't deny it if it's a higher position.
But the coach said, "I'm not interested."
God, why am I blanking on names right now? That's I can picture him. He played for the Packers. Oh my God, that's why he would be he's a good. The DB coordinator, the DB coach for the Bears. Why am I blanking? Al Harris. Yeah, there we go.
Al Harris.
Al Harris is going to get interviewed, though. He will get interviewed. At the very least. Oh yeah, he will. They can't deny an interview, and unless he denies it himself, but I don't think he will because it's an upgrade in position, and that guy's going to probably be a head coach in the NFL one day. Al Harris. So just remember that. But anyways, so Hafley goes to the Dolphins from Green Bay. Robert Saleh from the 49ers, defensive coordinator who used to coach the Jets. He's the coach of the Titans. Everybody thought it was maybe going to be Matt Nagy. Nagy ends up not getting that job, but to Nagy's the good thing for Matt Nagy is there's still more jobs out there. Arizona Cardinals, Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are all jobs that are opening. And we didn't talk about this when we were talking about the Bills, but the Bills now being an opening job as well as they fire their head coach pretty much, a day later after that game.
Yeah. And it's definitely an interesting conversation to see. There was word and things said on social media.
Sean McDermott. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name, but yeah.
About Harbaugh wanting to get out of his contract with the Giants now that McDermott got fired and he wants to go coach in Buffalo.
I think they've already done their press conference and stuff. Like that's not happening.
Yeah,
he's already signed to terms.
Yeah, he's already signed to terms. Yeah.
So I think that there's been a lot of jokes about like Kevin Stefanski. Like they literally announced that he agreed to a deal with the Falcons, and then McDermott gets fired. So that was like one of the jokes people were talking about. But like I think if you were to ask me which job is the most sought after job now, I think it's got to be the Bills. Like Josh Allen, why wouldn't you want to go up there and coach one of the best quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then
it's definitely one of those things that, he's going to get one. He's going to get one, and you want to be the coach that helps him get there.
Yeah.
So there be the coach that helps him get there.
Yeah, I think that's the most sought after job, and then I think it's probably a toss up between the Steelers and the Ravens. I think the Ravens would probably be the second most appealing job left open because again, you're working with another really good quarterback. So I think then after that, I think Steelers would be 3, and then Cleveland, Las Vegas, and Arizona. I think if you're a coach going to any of those places, you've got a lot of heavy lifting to do. I think that's probably where you see a guy like Nagy or somebody who's already missed out on some of these other jobs end up going would be my guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely agree with that. It's definitely going to be one of those interesting conversations going into next year, seeing where some of these coaches land. And it's definitely going to be an interesting 2026. I've got high hopes for the Bears. I've got high hopes for the NFC North. The NFC North is going to be a phenomenal division next year. And right now the Bears have the hardest schedule of any NFL team as of next year.
For their records as of today, right? Yeah,
correct.
Which we'll see. That that always changes once you get into season, and then it usually ends up not being as tough of a schedule as you think. But I think they will still have a tough one. Lots of interviews have already been done by some of these other teams. I really don't have any idea who's going to end up coaching any of these other teams. The thing that I am most concerned about is how many guys leave from this staff that the Bears have. It seems like it's already a foregone conclusion that they're losing running backs coach, Why am I am blanking on every name right now. Eric Bieniemy. So Bieniemy is probably going to go and return to being the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He was there before, then that's when he left, and then he went to UCLA, then ended up finding his way to the Bears later on. So he was the running backs coach. He'll go back to being an OC in Kansas City since Nagy's contract was up. They also probably could use somebody like Bieniemy who's really hard on guys.
Another key signing was Eberflus went to Green Bay.
I thought that was a meme. That's a meme, right? Yeah, I was like, no, that's a meme.
I thought it'd just be funny to bring up because I would love to see Eberflus end up in Chicago.
Happen. It's not going to happen.
Green Bay.
He runs a 4-3 front anyways. They need another 3-4 front guy to run their defense anyways. So I don't think they're gonna. I don't even think they would consider hiring him. Funny enough.
No, I don't think so either.
But that meme, oh my god! You know what? To be fair, I thought he looked good in green. I was like, you know what? I think that's your color, guy. I don't want you in navy blue ever again, but like if you did go to Green Bay.
No, I don't want to see Eberflus here ever freaking again. Ever again.
You're not. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that's kind of all we have for you for episode 1. I mean, I think
LoBosco Brothers podcast, y'all. It has started, and now we're probably going to start arguing at some point here in the future because we do have some differences of opinions. But
I mean, we still had some today. It's not like there was nothing really like heavy to disagree on.
Heavy, yeah, exactly.
But I think this is a fun episode 1. There's still next week we'll obviously be after the conference championship games, so we'll have that to talk about next week. We'll probably have more about the coaching carousel to talk about, so we'll still have plenty to talk about. We'll probably
be a lot of key games and key hires probably within the next week. So
and we'll always have sort of a Bears slant to things or Chicago slant to what we cover.
Always.
So I know there's a couple of signings of coaches that will be either gone or people that will be coming into the organization that'll be talked about too. Like there's word that the offensive coordinator from Boston College is probably coming to the Bears, but nobody knows what role and what capacity that's going to be. We'll probably know that by the next time that we have the podcast. But overall, thanks so much for listening to episode 1. Again, be sure to like and subscribe. Keep it going. Tell us your thoughts. Tell us what you thought in the comments on episode 1. What did you like from the podcast? What didn't you like? Be sure, we'll be looking in there to see what you guys say and try to give you the best podcast version of this that we possibly can. So
absolutely, guys. And again, don't forget to follow us. We are on TikTok, YouTube right now. We'll have our main social channels pinned as well up here.
And down below too.
Yep, down below in the description. Shoot that follow, and we'll see you guys for episode 2.
All right. See you next time.
Signing off.